Welcome back, city builders. CodiakTheKodiak here. In today's video, we're going to be going over one of the 3 new content creator packs coming to City Skylines 2 this Tuesday. Now, these packs are all included in the Ultimate Edition of the game, so if you have been waiting for this content, fear not, because this content is on its way. Now, in today's video, we're going to be going over Mediterranean Heritage by Zarrix. This is the last of the 3 content creator packs, so if you happen to miss my videos on Dragon's Gate by Emperor Lee or Leisure Venues by Grooney, I highly suggest you go back and watch them up above in the annotations, or down below in the description. Tomorrow I'll have a video going over the newest patch, as well as the 10 new free assets coming to the game. They're not just celebratory anniversary pack items, some of them are some really nice parks that I think you might want to add to your city. Now, before we get started, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and do not forget to turn on notifications so you can keep up with all the City Skylines 2 news, tips, and tricks. Without further ado, let's get started. Phew! Okay, guys, here we are in the last video of the 3 video series of the new creator packs. Now, if you want to take a look at the videos focusing on Leisure Venues by Grooney or Dragon's Gate by Emperor Lee, which I both think have amazing buildings in them. I think Leisure Venues is something I'm going to be utilizing in nearly every build I do, just because of the diversity and the cool and the modernness of those buildings. And Dragon's Gate is absolutely perfect for building a wonderful Chinatown, especially if you plan on doing some more fine-tuning, detailing, and plopping. I think that this pack has so much to offer, and showed us that this pack specifically, along with Mediterranean Heritage, actually have different unique buildings for levels 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which previous packs and even base game assets don't do. I also think the Dragon's Gate pack is going to work so seamlessly with the China pack. I think it's going to be absolutely great. Really excited to play around with both of those. Now, today's video is going to be on Mediterranean Heritage by Zarrix, and tomorrow's video will be on the 10 free assets coming to City Skylines 2 as part of the 10-year anniversary of the game, as well as the new patch that's coming out as well. So make sure you guys have notifications turned on for that one. Now, without further ado, let's actually dive on into the Mediterranean Heritage pack by Zarrix. So I'll leave this shot with the buildings up here while I read the description of the pack. Explore the timeless charm of Mediterranean architecture with this creator pack designed by community creator Zarrix. Mediterranean Heritage introduces a range of historic buildings from 15th to 19th century from regions such as Italy, Spain, Portugal, and Southern France. Featuring fluid design and characteristic soft color variations, this pack will bring Southern European elegance with a modern flair to your city. Now, these buildings are all considered medium zoning as far as I know, so these are all medium zoning, and there is some signature buildings included in this pack, as well as some service buildings that you'll see here at the end. Now, that being said, much like Dragon's Gate, we actually have new building variations at level 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and as you can see, it's level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and level 5, all of the same building. So this building will grow up into this, and then into this, and then into this, and then into this. But one of the really interesting things is, as we go through here, we have a left variation and then a right variation of the same building, which might be why there actually is more buildings as well in this pack. But another thing is that the level 5s actually have 2 different variations for them. You'll see I highlight this a bit better as we move down the actual building sizes here. If you've never seen my videos before, I organize them all by zone size. So these are all 2x2s here. These are 3x2s, and then we have 3x3s, and that's actually all the zoning sizes for this pack. So keep that in mind. But that being said, we do right here have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this building has an alternate variant that looks like this. So if we actually come over here, we'll notice that it actually is more of like a corner, still angled on the edge, but definitely more of a rigid corner. We also have these rounded windows and these squared windows right here. If we come up over here, we'll notice that they're actually all rounded windows with a much harsher angled corner here on the side of the building. So these are different variations, and every single level of building has these different variations. You can see them up here for the ones that aren't on the corner. So all of these 4 are corner lots, and these are the middle lots right here. And as you can see, level 1 and level 2 look relatively similar, but just like a little bigger. And then you have level 3 into level 4. So level 4 is just a little bit bigger of a version. And then we have level 5, and here's the 2 variations of level 5. I especially love some of these buildings buildings have like little canopies that, like, you know, it's like little indents in the buildings. I don't know how else to call it. It's like an overhang. I don't know what to call this. I don't know what this is actually called, but I actually love this. I think this is so sick. I think it feels like it gives the building depth and stuff too. I know the windows kind of do as well when you look inside, but not to the same level as actually having real depth in the lot. The back patios also have some good amounts of diversity on the balconies here. So we have like this like kind of screened in porch part over here and here and here and here. And then we have the little canopies right there. I love these buildings. I think they're super cute. They definitely feel like something I would see on the Mediterranean coastline. So as you can see right here, this building has a balcony as you go from level 1 to level 2 on the rooftop right here, and then those kind of go away right here as you go to level 3 and level 4, and it does just look like a taller version of the previous building, and then as we get to level 5, it definitely changes. So these are 3 wide by 2 deep here, and I love these little cutouts in the rooftops. I think it's a super cute way to like incorporate a patio into the actual roof of the building. Super cute, love that, and that's included on the level 1s and 2s of these buildings right here. You kind of have the similar balconies again as you level up through here, and then of course the level 5s have 2 different variations. On top of that, these buildings do take advantage of the recolor mod. So you can actually recolor a lot of this stuff here. As you can see, I'm changing all the colors here. Let's make this one like a bright blue so we can change the building color. It does seem like it's not as intuitive maybe as previous ones because it's changing that color and then it's white there. So that blending does make it actually have a different kind of color to it. But that being said, you guys can see which part of the building actually can change color, which is really nice. I love it that they are actually able to take advantage of that now. I don't know that many of the early creators knew that recolor existed, so really nice that since they all know like those kind of meshes exist that can be like recolored by the user, that now they can take advantage of it. You know, that it does feel like this was like an intended feature by Colossal Order, which is really nice. Finally, we have the 3x3s, and all of these buildings kind of have these overhangs here that I was gawking about earlier. I think they look super nice. I love it. I love it so much. I love the depth. I'm a sucker for creative architecture, and they nailed it on this one. I really appreciate that. And then we got little rooftops here on the level 5 variations too. This one kind of has that like hook effect to it, and this one's more of like a block building up there too. So now that we're done with the zonables, let's take a look at the Ploppables. So we have Vesuvius Place. I think that's how it's pronounced. This elegant building showcases a classic architectural style with intricate molding, decorative balconies, and a harmonious facade. Exclusively residential, it offers comfortable apartments that blend historical charm with modern living, providing a serene urban dwelling experience. Plus, for well-being within 800 meters, I think this is a super cute building. Like, it just kind of feels like one of the previous ones, but a little bigger because this is a 4x4 lot. So it just kind of feels like a bigger, more maybe grand version of the vanilla lots, just to add a little bit of character to a specific section of your Mediterranean build. The next building is significantly larger and kind of fits the vibe of those ones that I was showing off earlier that kind of cut in a little bit more, and that is the Seven Hill Residence. Neoclassical building with elegant facade and grand windows. Originally commercial, it is now a sophisticated residential space. Its symmetrical design and ornate details make it a key landmark, blending historical charm with modern amenities in the heart of the city. 75 households in this one and 48 in the previous. Again, these are all medium density buildings here. Next up is Imperium Palace, and this definitely feels a little bit more palace-like, especially with these cut out front parts like near the doorways here, and then the corners as well. Especially this corner makes it feel like more of a turret, more like a castle here. A grand neoclassical building known for its symmetrical facade, stately columns, and ornate decorations. Originally a civic center, it has been transformed into a luxurious residential complex, blending historical elegance with modern living. I'm blown away by these buildings, like grandiose front sides, and then the back side of all of these buildings is just like, it felt like it was an afterthought by the architect. I'm sure this is actually how they are in real life too. I just am so surprised by how grand it is on the front side. It's like business in the front, party in the back kind of vibe. It's like the mullet of architectural design. But this would be definitely a building you would want to place on the corner as well, just to keep that in the back of your pocket. Finally, we have the Villa Antiquia. A historical building featuring a blend of neoclassical and Baroque architecture styles. I hope I'm pronouncing that Baroque. It boasts ornate arched windows, elegant columns, and detailed cornices? Cornices? Is that how you pronounce it? Dude, I'm so bad with these, like... Is that how you pronounce that? I don't know. I'm too tired for this, man. Once a public institution, this majestic structure has been transformed into a luxurious residential apartment. +7 well-being within 1.8 kilometers. I like how these all have like their own little unique flair to them, but still very aggressively fit the correct style of the neoclassical vibe. Now, much like the previous ones, boring backside. But that's okay, because that's kind of what they're like. I also love and respect the satellite dishes all over this building, too. Now, those are all of the zonables. Let's take a look at some of the Ploppables here. So first off, we have the Mediterranean Elementary School. A traditional Mediterranean school for children. Provides the first level of education and can be upgraded with an extension wing. Has 1,000 students to start here. Super cute lot. A little boring and basic. I almost feel like you could even put this in with maybe some of the Eastern European assets. Maybe in some of the Balkan ex-Soviet states, I feel like this architecture style still kind of like leans into too. So I feel like you could mix this in maybe a little bit. I love the little playgrounds. However, you can get rid of the playgrounds and add your extension wings right here. So your stock student amount, let's actually delete this first because I placed that too early, is 1,000 students, and then it adds 500 extra students with that extension. Next up is the Mediterranean High School, which adds +10 in outdoor recreation. A Mediterranean school for teenage scholars, blending classical elegance with modern amenities. Provides a second level of education. Very cool building. I like the little details of the windows here. I think that looks super nice. And it definitely fits the style of the previous buildings. Maybe the color's a little different just because maybe of the actual plaster or stone or whatever they use to make these buildings is made from, a little different color. But I think it fits the vibe perfectly still. So we can also add an extra extension here. So first off, it has 800 students to start. You guys can see there's a soccer pitch in the back of the school too, which I think is super nice. I think it's a nice little touch. And then we can add this extension onto the top here. You can see it just adds a couple extra floors. Actually, just adds one extra floor to the roof here. And now it's up to 1,200 students, so it adds about 400 student capacity. Really nice building. I think it fits perfectly in with the pack. Next up is the Mediterranean Police Station. This facility serves as a hub for local police operations. Featuring classic architectural elements, it houses staff facilities, 2 attached garages for police vehicles, and a small jail. It can be upgraded with additional garages, jail space, and office expansion to accommodate growing needs. It can house 25 criminals off the start here, and it can have 4 police vehicles. So we can take a look at the back here, and it's kind of like gated in. You get your garage entrance here. Pretty typical and standard, I guess. And then we can add this extra extension, which adds a whole courtyard and makes it feel more like an actual campus or like an actual fully enclosed structure here. A barracks, if you will, maybe. Now we can store 50 more arrested criminals, so 75 total, and can have 24 vehicles. You guys can see the garages here and probably all more jail cells along these walls. Now, last but not least, is one of the cooler train stations, I think, in the game so far, is the Mediterranean train station. Again, these clocks, if it's anything like the region packs, are functional. They do match up to the in-game time, whatever time it's supposed to be. So 7:05, it's not going to match up right now because I haven't hit play, but if I were to hit play, it should, in theory, based on the previous region packs, actually add a real time to it that will match up to the in-game time. A historic station with impressive arches and detailed facades. Combining neoclassical and Mediterranean architecture, it serves as the transportation hub with extensive rail connections. It can be upgraded with additional tracks and a glass and iron shed, enhancing its capacity and functionality. So it has 3 tracks coming into the back here, and as you can see, it's a nice long station here. And there's this beautiful courtyard over here with the fountain too. So first off, we can add the train shed, which is a decorative glass and iron shelter, which you can see gets added right here onto the end. And just, keeps people sheltered and dry, and the train's sheltered and dry when they're docked into the station here, especially in the courtyard, so people aren't running out. I think that's super super nice. I like that one quite a bit. And then we can also add the extra platforms, which expands the platforms by 2. So there's 2 more train tracks here, and it also extends the edge of this building, I think truly fleshing out how it looks. Now, it's a shame that these extra platforms don't get access to the shelter, but I think aesthetically it makes a ton of sense. And again, I mean, I'm a sucker for any of these building depth archways, so big fan of this guy. So that's it, everybody. Those are the 3 content creator packs that are coming out: Leisure Venues by Groony, Dragon's Gate by Emperor Lee, and Mediterranean Heritage. Again, if you missed one, take a look up in the annotations right now for the creator pack that you want more information on, whether it's Leisure Venues or Dragon's Gate. And again, don't forget to keep notifications turned on for tomorrow's video featuring the 10 free assets that are going to be included in this new update, as well as the new patch. Now, I recorded all of these region packs, I don't know, Wednesday night before the first video of Leisure Venues goes live, and I'm gonna be gone all day tomorrow, so I have to edit all 3 of these right now. So I'm gonna let you guys get on with your day. I've been CodiakTheKodiak, and hopefully I'll do these more in advance next time. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.